Yo, man, I got something to tell y'all. All right, don't leave. The ladies, you can stick around too, because it's for y'all as well, right? If you've been blessed with a man that leads your household, this could be something that could better his leading, right? And men, this is basically like, this is stuff that we have to work on until we have our wife or until we have the household to lead, right? I'm in the men's fellowship, men's Bible study, right? We started this book called the Titus 10. It's backwards, but I'm gonna put the picture up on here, right? It's by J. Josh Smith, right? It's Foundations for Godly Manhood, right? It's powerful. We're in the first main section, but we're in the second study in that section, right? So I'm gonna walk up to the first one, right? So the first week is dominion, right? Dominion, right? And then the first question begs this, right, off the rip. What does it mean to be a man?
At the end of the day, Ronnie, I am a man. A man who's
right. What does it mean to be a man? In our minds, or what the world has taught us, we was like, okay, we're taught to be the providers, the protectors, the force, the leaders of the household, right? Right? That's true, all fine and dandy, but you're missing one crucial point, right? Because what if you can't do those things? That makes you not a man? No. What makes you a man is what God has created us to do, what he intended for us to do, right? And go back to Genesis, you go to the scripture, right? Genesis 2, he already laid it out on what he wanted us to be. You feel me? When he made Adam, he was told to have dominion over the land, right? Everything that God created, to take care and keep it, right? But look, just that fast in Genesis chapter 3, everything got distorted. You feel me? Right? So, to assert godly's authority, we go back to dominion. It all starts with dominion. You feel me? Right? What do you think dominion means? Right? It's not dominating, not forcing yourself over one's will, because that's what domineering means, right? The word domineering is what we've been taught. That's what I mean dominion. No, you domineer is asserting one's will over another in an arrogant way. You dominate someone in sports. You feel me? You don't dominate your wife. You don't dominate your children. You don't dominate your household, right? That's just sports or whatever. Dominion, right? Dominion is a little bit different. Dominion is taking care and working and keeping what God has given you and blessed you with, that's held dearest. Work and keep. Adam was told to work and keep the land. You feel me? And basically in Genesis chapter 2, Adam found his true identity in his relationship with God was to fulfill God's given assignment, to work what God has given him on his behalf, right? God created everything, but he told you just to keep it, right? As far as when he give you a wife or give you children, he blesses you with that. He wants you to work and keep you nurture it. See, that's what I'm saying. As a men, we got misconstrued to think that we have to dominate, we have to no, you have to nurture. You have to nurture your family, work and keep your family, work and keep your household. And think of it as your family as a garden. You have to water your family, pour into your children, not just be there, not just let it wither and die, not just let your family members wither and die who are lost. You don't just let them wither and die. You pour into them. You work and keep your family. You work and keep your household, right? But it's one of four things, right? You're working on the church, flesh, home, a home family. We have to take dominion over our flesh. That's the first thing. First and foremost, I'm going to show you why it's so important, right? So they told us, read in Titus 1:1-16. That's Paul sending a letter to Titus, giving him the qualifications for a leader and a spiritual leader on who you should appoint and the criteria, right? All right, let's go back to domineering, domain, and dominion, right? Domain is asserting one's force over someone else's, right? That's not what we want to do. That's not what God told us to do. Domain is the area that God called us to tend to keep. And dominion is to work and keep that specific area. Feel me? So you feel me? Basically, the criteria was anyone who's above reproach, a husband and one wife, children are believers, not open to charge of debauchery or insubordination. For an overseer, God's steward must be above reproach, right? He can't be arrogant, self-tempered, or quick-tempered, drunkard, or violent, right? Like some folks that be on the corner yelling with the purple on. You feel me? You can't, that's not what Christ wanted you to be, right? This is not what Paul wanted Titus to appoint these godly authorities, right? Why? Because it said, for greedy for gain, but hospitable, a lover of good, self-control, upright and holy, and discipline, right? Those are all of the fruit of the Spirit, right? But why the self-control is so important? Self-control is so important because, think about it, for example, if you are a star athlete on your football team or a basketball team, right? You know you're the guy. They know you're the guy. But if you feel like, I want to be the guy, I want to make sure throw all the shots up, you put your team in a bad situation because you're throwing up bad shots. You feel me? Or you asking for the ball way more than your other teammates. So everybody know you're getting the ball and you put your quarterback in a bad situation. Self-control is very important because if you are trying to minister the word to people and you're snapping on them or you're yelling at them or you're being demeaning or you're disrespecting their parents, that's not the love of God. And God is not going to be able to be ministered through that. You feel me? You're going to push people away. And all we're trying to do is build the foundation for Christ and the families and the households and the church. Strong families build strong churches. You feel me? And again, sin is a big thing, right? Dominion over sin is a big thing. A big thing. But the main focus is Jesus Christ and what he's done for us, right? And how he wanted us to walk. You can't be out here just talking, because the truth must be seen, lived, and proclaimed. How you going to proclaim the truth if you're not living it? You're being a poor witness. You can't tell people not to do this, but you're in the club. You can't tell people not to do this, but you're doing this. That's the qualifications for being a godly man, because if you don't, you're a poor witness. You'll lead people to hell. And this is good. This is good. And it's so much, but I'm going to keep y'all updated. In the next genre, I'm going to recap this one into the next video. But this is good. God be the glory. Y'all be easy. Love y'all.